Homebrew coming at you. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everyone. This has been a busy and fun weekend for me. I got onto the Braumeister, that's right. So a few things I want to share with you first. I need to thank some people, but I want to show you something first. This is the comic book story of beer, the world's favorite beverage from 7000 BC to today's craft brewing revolution. It's a history on beer in a graphic novel format. This is a great book. I've read it cover to cover, enjoyed every bit of it. I thought I had read up on the history of beer pretty well, but this added so much more information. I can't tell you how much I appreciated it. My son Colin got it for me. He's appeared in some beer reviews, as well as I think one or two videos for Homebrew Wednesday. And he actually met the graphic novel artist, the artist of this. His name's Aaron McConnell. And Aaron's offered to do an interview. I might do that with him. An online interview would be fun. But what a great book. I'm telling you, if you like the history of beer, if you like graphic novels, this is definitely one to check out. I would go get it. Fun book. I also need to give a huge thanks to Tony Yates. I spent some time with him this afternoon. It was his evening. He was gracious to spend some time with me. Got to see his son, and who I've met in my home before. And Tony really kind of helped me dial some things in on Beersmith too. They had a profile for the Braumeister, the 20 liter, and the numbers were just, I could tell right off the top, they were off. They weren't good at all. So we did a little hunting. We found a guy that's done around 49 batches, I think he said, and he's just fine-tuned it in. And so I went and put his stuff and then made minor adjustments for myself in terms of batch sizes and so forth. And that helped a great deal. Tony took some time to explain different nuances, and I did a little more fine-tuning afterwards, which was wonderful. I also want to thank, before I show some video of the brew day on the Braumeister, I got to drink a couple beers by a great guy from the Dean's List Brewery. That's right, the Dean's List Brewery, and Mike is a wonderful guy. So go check out his videos. I'll put a link down for both of them down below. I did maybe one or two other shout outs during the video as well, but a good time had by all. A few things that I want to share with you. Mistakes. I make mistakes. Yesterday, I made a lot of mistakes. And one basic one, I actually find I do often, that makes a huge difference. And I didn't realize it till after I got off video chat with Tony, was that I often take my pre-boil gravity at a higher temp. I don't cool it down to the 68 degrees that's required. No, I'm on it with that hydrometer real quick, and it always comes out that my efficiencies are low for some reason. Go figure. And I did do that yesterday, and I know approximately what the temperature was, so I made an adjustment. So my pre-boil gravity turns out, instead of being 1.034, is 1.046, and the target was 1.047. So I said at that point, then I did pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And my final gravity on this was 1.055, and I think Nate was saying you want to be someplace between 1.042 and 1.055, so I'm kind of at the top of the range because I ended up with a brew house efficiency, a measured efficiency of 78.5%. And I know I've got room for improvement in that process. I'll talk about some of it in the video. I've got a nice start, but I'm going to do some fun things hopefully in the future. I'm thinking I'm going to take my water filter and change the hose connections on it. And now that I'm getting an idea of their measurement lines and so forth, I may go for it in the future and actually just then take the water and pump it straight into the Braumeister and make some tweaks. But yeah, I might go that direction and have a little more less lifting. That's one of the reasons I need to do this. I do have back issues that I deal with. I know the chiropractor makes more money when I don't take care of myself, but don't want to go that direction. So with that, I'll say great week. and go ahead and check out some video.
All right, we're taking a measurement on the peach mead, and we'll see how close we can get in there. Thinking we're about 0.996. It's time to rack it over. All right, now for a little taste test. The aroma, doesn't quite do it for me. But I don't think the aroma has ever done it for me about, 3 weeks, month in on any of the meads that I've made. Yeah, it's got a bit of a yeasty taste. Yeah, the meads just take a lot of time to mature. The nice thing is that there's still a good amount of peach flavor in it. This will probably attenuate further. That's been my experience. I really need to go maybe to a different yeast, one that won't attenuate as low. I like it sweeter, so I'll be back sweetening again. I'll try not to back sweeten as much as I did with the blueberry, although it's really tasting good now. But I'm gonna let this go till probably October time frame, and which I probably could go a lot longer. But I'll go at least to October, and I'll check it again at that point. It's going to rack over into a 3-gallon carboy, and then just set it aside. I've got a closet that keeps a beautiful temperature upstairs, so there it'll go. But yeah, I hope it keeps more of this peach flavor, and then with some back sweetening, a light back sweetening, it probably be very good with given some time. Yeah, it just needs time and to mellow. That's beauty. Cheers. Well, spring is sprung, and you can see that the hops are coming up. This is the Willamette, and it's just going to town over here. Then over here we've got our Cascade. We've got a pretty good one going, and just look at all these little rhizomes down here coming up. And then finally, the Centennial over here. It's always a little bit behind, but they're starting to pop as well. I got some weeding to do, but yeah, yep, we're getting ready for a good crop year. Getting some preliminary measurements in. I think the pulley system's set up good. Gonna see how this kind of works on the ratchet system. That works pretty good. I'll have to work on alignment a little bit, I can see, maybe make some marks. All right, we got that measuring up a little bit better. And I can see from how this can rock on here that having the hoist on there to keep it in place, that's going to be a great advantage too. I got to tell you, this is so different than what I'm used to. But here we go. We're about to try brewing on the Braumeister for the first time. I've already programmed in my temperatures. We are making Dropkick Nate today. That's right. I've never done a DKN, so I'm looking forward to this. And my measurements, everything's upside down for me between Fahrenheit, Celsius, and gallons and liters now, and stuff like that. But it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. Good for me to learn. We're putting in 24.3 quarts, in other words, 23 liters of water into here, and that's the starting point. And part of what I'm wanting to see is they do have markers, and to see where 24 liters or 23 liters shows up as far as their markings on the bar. That'll help me a lot in the future. Alright, it's ventilating the pump. Here we go. It's gonna get it going, it's gonna recirculate, and meanwhile I can go measure out all my ingredients and walk away. It's a beautiful thing. She's recirculating. How's that for shiny brew porn? So my hoppy beers do a lot better with some gypsum. We're going to go ahead and add that into the water right now. I love it. And it's recirculating. What a beautiful thing. And I love it. It's talking to me. That's a beautiful thing. All right. Set that aside. And next step is we go get this bad boy in here. Let's see. Yeah, that's how I set it. Okay. Put one of the screens on. Push that down into place. We're ready to rock and roll. So they talk about having a scoop, so for today I'm just using a cup. And the point is you don't want to be getting the grains out to the side there. Alright, what I didn't know is I needed to hit the little button so it would turn off the pump, I think, which will lower the water in here. So water pumps down the sides and up through the middle as it recirculates. So the water level was high. By turning the pump off, or just hitting the button because it's automated at this point, you can see the water levels lowering. There we go. And this is going to go up to run at 64.2. Well, it's going to go up to 64, I should say, for 10 minutes, and then it's going to bump up to 66 for the remaining 70 or 65 minutes for a total 75-minute mash. You'd say we need to work on the level just a little bit, but we can fix that. But there it is. She's off and going. Okay, that looks a little more level. Let's see how it looks inside now. Ah, voila. Quick, easy fix. Alright, you can see that it's kicked up to the 66 degrees Celsius. And with my little handy dandy chart, we can see here that 66 equals 150.8. So basically like 151, and Nate was saying between 150 and 152. So that should work. I mean, this is just easy peasy beautiful. I'm loving it. Meanwhile, I've got all my drops all measured out and ready to go. And I'm probably going to work on a system. I'm thinking I use my water filter, and I'm going to do testing on all the marks in here. They're, as I understand, 12 liter, 15 liter, 20 liter, and 25 liter marks. And then you add in. So after you've done your grains, you know, you've mashed and you've rinsed them out, sparged them, because we will be sparging. After all that, you're adding more water in with the sparge. You're going to bring it back up to a level. So that's one of the things I need to take a look at, figuring out what mark I need to be at next to be, like if I'm collecting in this case 6.5 gallons, which is what Nate said. So I'll do some quick math on liters and look at those marks, but I want to do a water test later actually, an accurate water test against those lines to see if they're right on or not. And the other thing I'm thinking is, so as I've got my water filter, I'm thinking I might get a line to it and then put like a shutoff valve for it. So once I got those measurements, I could have my filtered water, have it all running, but just turn it on, maybe, and kind of create a clip, let it fill up, and then dial it down and shut it off when it gets to the correct mark in the future. Just make things even easier. Timer's going off, so if I screw up, you will see it live. Well, recorded, but yeah. All right, so here we go. All right, and the mash, I agree. Move malt pipe. Hi, Christian.
What's going on?
I'm right in the middle of the brew. Here.
Oh, are you?
I am.
I thought you would have been done by now.
No, I mean, it didn't start till a little later. All right.
You there still?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm just
Oh, okay.
holding some lines and things.
I was going to say, can I borrow maybe you and Barbara next Saturday?
Borrow us?
Yeah. I got a counter and a cabinet coming in for my bathroom. Figure out what kind of flooring I want to put in my floor, but I'm thinking that maybe you guys will have to color coordinate floor.
Yeah, I'll talk with Barb in a few. I'm kind of in the middle of hoisting at the moment.
What?
I said I'll talk to her in a few minutes. I'm kind of in the middle of hoisting. There we go. Look at that, folks. I can talk to my son on the phone and do this at the same time. Isn't that beautiful? We're on film. All right, so you need help with the bathroom?
Yeah, well, basically, I'm gonna tear out the whole entire vanity, and the floors, like when I go down to the base, I need to, that's fine, but all I really need to do is figure out, what color my tile needs to be. I want to do a gray tile.
Gotcha.
Look at that. And then, so I got a almond / little cherry cabinet coming in.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you can look underneath it, but I wanted to get a nice clean tile that looks good on the floor, along with, it's a beige countertop, which kind of top sticks, and then I need a few bathroom colors along with the tile. So that's what I have to do.
Got it.
So I just need a little help since I'm not a home decorator, and Barbara probably didn't do a good job at it. You guys have done a good job on your own, so I kind of want to get to that point.
Yeah, I'll talk to her. We could probably do that.
Right on.
So
Yeah, 'cause I'll tear all that shit out, but not until I have it all. Because I hopefully will only do it over the weekend.
Cool. So check this out, folks. I've got my thermos up here, and
Say what?
I'm using this for fly sparging right off the shelf. Isn't that a beauty? Sorry, I'm talking to the camera too. Anyway, I'll call you in a bit, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty. Okay. Bye.
Alright, talk to you later.
It's always something. The other thing I'm going to do real quick is I did my research, and my 6 gallons I believe is 24.6 liters. So I'm going to go ahead and hoist this up a little bit higher, just so I can get a look at where we are compared to the mark. And I do need to collect a little bit more. Yeah, I kind of like this. It's not quite staying exactly centered, so I'll just shift this since it's mobile. And there, we're good. I can see right where the water level is. Yeah, this is gonna work. It's gonna work great. I'm liking it more as I go. I need to get a larger container for this for the next time. I've collected the amount of water that I wanted. I'm really curious what the gravity reading is going to be with this setup. Meanwhile, I've got a different lid here for as we move forward with the boil. And I've told it to start boiling. Everything's picked up and cleaned, put away, water filters put away, everything's put away. And I'm just, I'm at 99 degrees Celsius. This is beautiful. Even the hoist is put away. Oh, this is the kind of brew day I'm looking forward to from now on. I can tell you this is great. Yes, our first drop here, 60 minutes. So there we go. Voila. And I've got mitts here, so I can take that off and stir it, etc., and I will do that. The recirculation pump isn't running while it's at this temperature. Well, I'm going to have to rethink this. Today's beer is brought to you by the Dean's List. That's right. We've got Pliny the Snowman here. Yeah, this is one he made on a big snowy day. I recall that. It's his 8.6% ABV Pliny clone. So let's get this bad boy cracked open. Oh yeah, that's a pretty beer. Wish you were seeing it from my side. Yeah, you can probably see some of that light coming through. She's a beaut. Cheers. Oh wait, the aroma. Not only am I getting citrus on this, I'm getting some stone fruits on there. I swear I get like some peach and apricot on there. Yeah, and then I'm getting a nice orange citrus, a little bit of grapefruit. I'm getting a little bit of like an orange rind, I want to say. Almost a little bit of marmalade, almost like a pithy orange. That smells right good. Cheers. Oh, hells yeah. Woohoo! The Dean's List. Cheers to you, man. That's fabulous. I'll have a link for the Dean's List below. You really got to check him out. He's got a fabulous brew system. He's a wonderful guy. I got to spend some time with him out in Philadelphia on the Homebrew Wednesday homecoming. Super guy. So kind to send this to me. This is a winner. Thank you, man. This is good. I might have to get your clone recipe there, buddy. Alrighty, cheers. I thought I'd show you what a beautiful day it is here in Oregon today to be brewing. It's a Sunday, and hey, I've got the snowman here, plenty of snowman. And I'm gonna tell you, this is a great beer. As it's warmed up, man, I get some beautiful, I mean beautiful pine and pine resin on this. It's great. Oh yeah, I mean, the caramel balance on this is really nice, the malt caramel. It's just super pleasing. The bitterness is, it's a beautiful bitterness on here. I mean, and it's kind of like an orange rind bitterness, you know? That's what hits you on, is orange rind and the resin for the bitterness. But you're still getting that nice malt. You're still getting, like I said, some orange and maybe a little bit, it's just hints now, is more on the nose, the stone fruits. But it's not Pliny, you know, let's be honest. I've had Pliny, but this is damn good. I mean, I would be proud to be putting this on tap. My son Thomas, he would, and Christian, well, Thomas and Christian, they'd be all over this, so you gotta send me your clone recipe. What a beautiful beer. We'll get on with the brew day, but cheers, everyone. Oh, and one more thing. Check out his link. I'll have a link for him, and also Mash Paddle. That's right, Mash Paddle. He's done well on some competitions, a good guy, and I'm gonna have his link down below too. Cheers. All right, ding, ding, ding. That means it's time to put in the Irish moss and the yeast nutrients. Alrighty, there they go. Off and able again. I need to get myself some gloves so that I can stir better. So I'm going to just kind of go like this for the moment, but that's a little hot coming out of there, so we're going to get some special gloves. I might have to work on ventilation for winter time. Woohoo! Yeah, that's pretty directed heat. Gloves. Man, I'm getting really spoiled by having an alarm going off telling me when to do this. I like it. Alright, I am going to have to get those gloves. I'm researching that right now. But meanwhile, here we go. That next addition, in it goes. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to do a stir until I get some gloves, but we'll do a little bit. And call that good. Because that is concentrated heat going out of there. So anyone gets a system like this, you definitely want to get some special mitts, which we're going to have in the future. Alright, we're at the end of the boil here. And more learning for me, of course. So we're going to go ahead and see what it asks us. It said brewing complete. Select, yes. Now whirlpool and then cool and ferment. Yeah, let's do that. Cheers. Alright, it's showing the temperature. I like that. And it even says cheers to me. I mean, I gotta love that, man. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take this off. I was going to set this in earlier, but you know, there's a lot of learning. But I've had my chiller sitting in sanitize the whole time. That's the bubble that was forming there. And we're going to go ahead and just sit that in there. And that probably could be lower. Kind of stretched it out. And we'll just kind of stretch it back down. And kind of feed these lines this way. The edge isn't too hot, so that's not bad. I got a little work to play with this, make it work, but I don't think I need to buy a new one. This is going to work just fine. Alright, well I got to get some lines here and we're going to get this chilling down. We're going to bring this down to, I think it was 180. We're dropping it down to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're going to add some more hops according to that recipe. If you want that full recipe though, you've got to contact Under the Table Brewing. You've got to talk to Nate and he'll give you the recipe for Dropkick Nate. With this being at a really stable, strong rack, and so I've got locking wheels, I'm able to roll this out to the edge so I can hook up the hose here in a moment. And then I'm going to take a look here because I've got my handy dandy chart I created. So I can go Fahrenheit to Celsius. 180 degrees is 83.9 Celsius. So basically 84 Celsius is what I want to get down to. And we're at 94.5. So we're doing pretty good. Temp's dropping quick. We're already at 86.5, 85. I'm only getting down to 84. So I'm turning the water off. And here we go with the last addition. This is supposed to be whirlpooled. Minimum of 10 minutes, he says, but as much as 40. He says best to do at least a half hour. So I'm going to be sitting here a long time. I'll catch you in a bit. So I just figured out I have a pump. And under, I think, 88 Celsius, I can use it. So my gosh, we're just recycling using the pump. I think I could have another beer. Half hour of whirlpooling? No sweat. So, this next beer is also brought to us by the Dean's List. That's right. Here it is. It's, I think you pronounce it, Dreyer's Abomination American Amber, 5.8%. Oh, some sweet malts on that one. That's really nice. Yeah, that's a beauty. Cheers. Nice. Nice beer. Yeah, it's all about the malt, but there's a sweetness I'm not quite identifying on it. It's leaning towards now, granted, I've just been drinking an IPA, but it's leaning towards an Oktoberfest kind of beer. So it makes me think of a light maple type flavor on there. I get the lightest hint of an apricot on it, which is really beautiful. And this just the slight earthy note as well makes me think of autumn leaves. But that works in the spring. It works for me. Cheers. Wow. Damn, you're one fine brewer. I gotta tell you, the Dean's List. Check him out. The link's down below. He's a hell of a brewer. He's got a beautiful setup. When you see it, oh, you're gonna wanna do just what he's got there. So you gotta love this. I've been circulating this for about 35 minutes, I'd say, whirlpooling through the pump. Beautiful thing, and it's down to 66 degrees already. So the brew day is not, in fact, done yet. My Fahrenheit and Celsius calculations, I need to be looking at my chart. So we've got to cool down still a bit yet. So I've had this hose sitting in sanitizer this whole time. It's what I had hooked up to the thermos for the hot liquor tank, so to speak, right? And so I've got that now going through a bag here, a hot bag, to kind of filter it. I might have to help it a little bit to keep the flow going, but we'll try to keep some of that out. This will get it aerate as well. So, as I thought, I've got a little bit of work to do on volumes and efficiency with the system, and I got to play with that a little bit just to see. I don't think I have the system quite fine-tuned in just yet. I'm just happy we got through the brew day. We've got a bit of learning to do on this new system, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, I'm just hoping you all have a great, happy Homebrew Wednesday. I'm still sipping on this last bit of beer from my good friend over there at the Dean's List. That's right. Check them out again, as I said before. Brew beer. Brew beautiful beer. Go do it. Have fun. Enjoy it. We'll catch y'all later.